What's going on, everybody? Today is a very special day. It is time for my annual Blu-ray collection video. If you guys have been following me on my other channel, the Movie Fan 356, you know at the end of every year I do a Blu-ray collection video showing you every Blu-ray that I have. Now, I was debating for a few days now because I do have some TV shows on Blu-ray as well. And I was also I'm planning to do a entire TV collection video as well, which includes my TV Blu-rays and my TV DVDs. So I was debating whether or not do I show the TV shows in this video as well, or do I show the TV Blu-rays in this video, or do I wait until the TV collection to do that? And I'm going to tell you, I have decided that you're going to get my TV Blu-rays in 2 videos. That's right, you're going to get, because it's an entire Blu-ray collection video. I have TV on Blu-ray, so you're going to see my TV Blu-rays. And then when I do my entire TV collection, you'll see everything. So, yeah, we're going to jump right into this. Also, 4K. 4K has become a big thing this year, and I do have a couple titles in 4K, not that many, but I do have some 4Ks, and I know a lot of people like to split their 4Ks and their Blu-rays apart from each other, and that's fine. I would love to do that at some point, but my problem is right now is that I have, like I said, I only have a couple 4Ks, and most of the ones that I have are like sequels, so I like to have them next to the original ones that I have on Blu-ray right now. So that's why you'll see 4Ks mixed in as well. Plus, they have Blu-rays in them anyway, so, you know, whatever. But yeah, let's jump right into this, and I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's go.
FreeIntromusic.com layout track.
Alright, so we're starting off with the first row here, and I'm not going to talk about every single one of these, like, I'm not going to give, like, reviews or anything on, like, all of these movies. Of course, I'm going to talk about some of them, but I'm going to pull all of them out so you guys can see them. And the first one we got here is, get back in there, it's not yet your time, 10 Cloverfield Lane. That was a really surprise hit, by the way. I was not expecting to like that one as much as I did, but 22 Jump Street, yes. I know you're probably asking yourselves, you have 22 Jump Street but not 21 Jump Street? I do have 21 Jump Street, but it's on DVD, and it's I haven't upgraded that one yet. But I do have it, but for right now, that's the only one I have on Blu-ray. 31, 101 Dalmatians, 101 Dalmatians 2, Patch's London Adventure, Aladdin. This is my all-time favorite Disney animated movie. Yeah, I absolutely love that movie. And then I got the direct-to-video sequels, The Return of Jafar and The King of Thieves, right there. Alice in Wonderland, the animated classic. Tim Burton's live-action Alice in Wonderland. Alice Through the Looking Glass. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Look, the first one's not that bad, alright? Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel, can't say the same for you. Alvin and the Chipmunks, Chipwrecked. And then Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Chip. Again, not that bad as far as Alvin and the Chipmunks movies goes. American History X, my second favorite movie of all time. You guys will see my #1 favorite movie of all time a little later. American Pie, absolutely love these movies. American Pie 2, which is my personal favorite of the franchise. American Wedding. I do have American Reunion, but again, on DVD, I haven't upgraded that one to Blu-ray just yet. I will at some point. Hopefully by next year's Blu-ray collection video, I'll finally have that one upgraded, but we'll see what happens. Anastasia, great movie, terrible cover art. I hate that cover art so much, but it's a good movie. Ant-Man, oh yeah, baby. The Aristocats. Atlantis, The Lost Empire, and Milo's Return. Austin Powers, all 3 of them. International Man of Mystery, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and Goldmember. The Avengers. And then, of course, Avengers Age of Ultron. Back to the Future, all three of them. This is the trilogy limited edition, Target exclusive steelbook. Yeah, that's a great one to have. Baby Driver in 4K. This is my favorite movie of 2017 thus far. We still got a few more movies to come out before the year is over, but so far nothing has come close to this movie as far as my favorite movie of the year. It's an incredible movie, and of course, yeah, I had to get that one in 4K. Bad Grandpa, Bad Santa, Bad Santa 2, Bambi, the Batman Motion Picture Anthology from 1989 to 1997, which includes Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and the one we don't talk about, Batman and Robin. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight. I do want to talk about The Dark Knight for just a minute. I'm sure everything that needed to be said about this movie has already been said, but I rewatched this one recently, like a week or two ago, and it still holds up as not only one of the best comic book movies of all time, but one of the best movies in general of all time. This movie's still so great. And The Dark Knight Rises, which a lot of people have problems with. I didn't mind The Dark Knight Rises for the most part. I mean, I got my issues with it like everybody else does, sure. And when things piss me off in this movie, they really piss me off. But for the most part, like, I don't hate The Dark Knight Rises as much as everybody else does. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition, in 4K. Yeah. Not a fan of the theatrical cut. Like, not really at all. There was potential in the theatrical cut, so when the Ultimate Edition came out, I was like, fuck yeah, 30 minutes longer, I gotta see this. And the extra 30 minutes does help. It really does. It adds a lot in there that helps the movie flow a little bit better. But even with the Ultimate Edition, there is still some, some problems I have with the movie. But, whatever. Batman Assault on Arkham, the animated Suicide Squad movie. This is what the live-action Suicide Squad movie should have been. Yes, people would have complained that, Suicide Squad was just a carbon copy of Assault on Arkham. But you know what? Even though I like Suicide Squad, I'll talk about that a little bit later, but yeah, Assault on Arkham, really, they really should have pulled at least some of the stuff from Assault on Arkham. Like, it's really good as far as Suicide Squad movies go. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. Batman the Killing Joke. Batman the Dark Knight Returns. This has part 1 and part 2 in it, so it's like one movie, which is basically how I look at it anyway. Batman Under the Red Hood. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas. And the 2017 live-action Beauty and the Beast on Steelbook. Beetlejuice. The BFG. Big Daddy. Big Hero 6. The Big Lebowski. Billy Madison. Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. I absolutely loved this movie. It was my favorite movie of 2014, and how Michael Keaton didn't win the Oscar for Best Actor that year, I'll never understand, but, The Blind Side. The Boondock Saints. The Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day. Alright, down to the second row. The Bourne Classified Collection. This is all 5 Bourne movies in here. The Bourne Identity, The Bourne Supremacy, The Bourne Ultimatum, The Bourne Legacy, yes, the one with Jeremy Renner, and the newest one, Jason Bourne, which, these are some of my favorite action movies of all time. Like, I love all the Bourne movies. I even like the one with Jeremy Renner, alright? The Boy. The Breakfast Club, fuck yeah! 80s John Hughes is where it's at. A Bug's Life, a really underrated Pixar movie that nobody really talks about anymore. I watched this one recently, and it still holds up. Cabin in the Woods. Captain America the First Avenger. Captain America the Winter Soldier. And Captain America Civil War. Carrie. This is the 2013 remake. Cars. Cars 2. Casper. The Chucky Complete Collection, even though it's not the Complete Collection anymore, but still, I do love this box set still. But it includes Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, and Curse of Chucky. And then I got the newest one here, Cult of Chucky. Cinderella. The Collector. The sequel, The Collection. The Conjuring, one of my favorite horror movies of the last 10 years. And The Conjuring 2. Crank 2, and Transporter 3. I love Crank. Crank is my favorite Jason Statham movie of all time, but I have a big man crush on Jason Statham. Crank 2 it's okay, I guess, to watch. And Transporter 3, which is a good one. The Croods. And of course, I have to have The Crow on Blu-ray. Why? Because this is my #1 favorite movie of all time. Yeah, I don't think anything is ever going to top this movie for me. Yeah, that's so good. Daddy's Home. Dallas Buyers Club. Daredevil. And yes, this is the director's cut. Dead in Tombstone. I still have to pick up the sequel, Dead Again in Tombstone. Deadpool. Death Race. Okay, remember how I was just telling you that Crank is my favorite Jason Statham movie? This is really close. I absolutely love Death Race. It's an incredible movie. I absolutely love this movie, and it's on Steelbook too, so. And then even the direct-to-video sequels, Death Race 2 and Death Race 3 Inferno, they're not bad as far as direct-to-video sequels go. In fact, I still love all these movies. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I won't sugarcoat it. For me, yeah, I absolutely love all these movies. Despicable Me. And Despicable Me 2. I will never, ever in my life own the Minions movie in my collection. Why? Because I hate the Minions. I did not like the Minion movie. I gave it a fair shot, and I didn't like it. And even Despicable Me 3, I'll get it. Even though I didn't really like it, I'll get it just for the collection purposes. But then again, I didn't even like the first Despicable Me movie. The only Despicable Me movie I really liked was the second one. Die Hard. This is all 5 movies in here. Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Harder, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Live Free, Die Hard, and then the one we don't talk about, A Good Day to Die Hard, which it wasn't good. Dirty Grandpa, Doctor Strange, Dodgeball, Don John. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Don't Breathe. Again, another one of my favorite horror movies of the last 10 years. This is incredible. If you guys have not seen Don't Breathe yet, I highly recommend that one. Dude, Where's My Car? Dumbo. Easy A. Elf on Steelbook. The Emperor's New Groove and Krunk's New Groove. E.T., the Extraterrestrial. The Family Guy Star Wars trilogy, which includes, of course, Blue Harvest, Something Dark Side, and It's a Trap! Fantastic Four, the 2005 version with Jessica Alba and, Chris Evans as the Human Torch. Look, is this a good movie? No, it's not. But it is one of my guilty pleasure movies. Like, I actually still have fun with this movie. Even to this day, I still kind of like this movie. Especially when you look at that 2015 version. Yeah, that one makes this one look like The Godfather or something. But Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, I never really liked. The Fast and the Furious, the original. Too Fast, Too Furious. The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Fast and Furious, which is the 4th one. Why they called it Fast and Furious, I have no idea, but, whatever. 3rd row. Fast 5. Fast and Furious 6, which is my favorite of the franchise. Furious 7. I do not have Fate of the Furious yet. I want to get that one, but I'm waiting for the price to go down. And I was going to pick it up on Black Friday, but the only two places I had time to go to on Black Friday was Walmart and Target. And the Fate and the Furious Blu-rays were the ones that were on sale. Were sold out, so I didn't have a chance to get Fate of the Furious this year. I will, hopefully, soon. The Final Girls, Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, The Flintstones. Yeah, remember this movie, guys, from the 90s? With John Goodman as Fred Flintstone and Rick Moranis as Barney Rubble? The Fox and the Hound, The Fox and the Hound 2. Fucking A, man, look at that. Freddy vs. Jason. How could I not? Friday the 13th, this is the 2009 reboot. My goal in life, before I die, is to get the Friday the 13th complete collection Blu-ray set, but I'm not paying $400 for it. I think that's what it was at last time I checked it. But it's out of print right now, so it's really expensive. And yeah, I'm hoping they start doing another printing of them. Re-releasing it again, yeah, because I gotta have that. I have to have that. That's an essential to a Blu-ray collection. And I watch all these other Blu-ray collection videos, and I'm so jealous of these people that actually have it. I'm like, oh, and yeah, yeah. Eventually, I know that they have a couple of them, like the first 3, or maybe it was the first 4. I don't remember. They do have them out on Blu-ray individually. And I thought about getting those, but yeah, for right now, all I have is the reboot and Freddy vs. Jason. Frozen, Full Metal Jacket, The Funhouse Massacre, Galaxy Quest, a really underrated comedy that I think more people need to go out and watch this movie. This movie's so fucking funny. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. This is the original ones, of course, with Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis and all that. Yeah, and of course, can't forget the late, great Harold Ramis. And the Ghostbusters reboot / sequel, whatever it is, it's definitely a reboot. Yeah, the one with Melissa McCarthy and Chris Hemsworth and all that, I didn't hate it completely, alright? It's got its moments. Ghost Rider and Hellboy double feature. Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance and Hellboy 2. Now, if you noticed, my collection so far has been mostly in alphabetical order, unless it's like a sequel or something. And you're probably wondering, shouldn't Hellboy 2 be with the H's? Yeah, it should be. And if I had Hellboy on its own, it would definitely be in the H's. But since I have this double pack here, and I have the sequel to Ghost Rider right there, it felt only right if I put the Hellboy sequel right next to those ones. The Gift, I thought this movie was going to be complete shit. I'm not going to lie. The trailers were awful. The marketing was terrible. And I was not expecting this movie to be as good as it was. It was actually really good, really entertaining, and it was a really good thriller. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, oh, David Fincher. This is the 2010 American remake with Daniel Craig and Rooney Mara. I really wish they would make that second movie. I know they are doing The Girl That Played with Fire, but it doesn't have Daniel Craig or Rooney Mara in it. And that's really disappointing because I really wanted a proper sequel with the original cast back. But, you know. And speaking of David Fincher, Gone Girl. Yeah. Tyler Perry was even good in that movie. That movie is incredible. The Good Dinosaur, to be honest, I haven't finished it. I got to about the halfway point, and I don't know why. I really don't have a good excuse, but I never really finished it. It's not like I hated what I saw. I actually ended up liking what I saw for the most part, but I haven't seen the full movie yet, so eventually I will see the full one. The Goonies, of course, one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Yeah. Goosebumps. The Green Inferno. The Grinch, the one with Jim Carrey, the live-action remake, in 4K. Now, I know it says Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but come on, like most people, I grew up knowing this movie as just The Grinch. I call the animated classic How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but I call this one The Grinch. Guardians of the Galaxy with my main man Rocket right there. And then Guardians of the Galaxy 2 in 4K, because Disney and Marvel are starting to release their movies in 4K now. Finally. Took them long enough, and I'm so glad to finally have a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie in 4K. Yeah, that's awesome. Hacksaw Ridge, this movie was so close to being my favorite movie of the year, but there was another movie last year that, my favorite movie of the year last year in 2016, by the way. You already saw what my favorite movie of this year was. But yeah, it was so close, but there was one more movie that beat it. But I'm telling you guys, if you guys have not seen this, really close. I really wanted this one to win Best Picture at the Oscar. I didn't think it would, but I was really hoping it would have. Halloween, the original. Halloween 2, the OG. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Halloween H2O. Halloween Resurrection. Rob Zombie's Halloween, which gets a lot of shit, and I get it if you're not into the Rob Zombie movies, but I'm somebody who enjoys like pretty much every Rob Zombie movie aside from 2 of them, but this one is one that I actually really like. Like, it's actually one of my favorite Halloween movies, to be honest with you. Does it beat the original? No. Does it beat, like, say, Halloween 4 or something like that? No. But it's still fun. It's still a good movie, in my opinion. I really like the first Rob Zombie Halloween. The second one, I can't say the same thing. This movie's a piece of shit. Hangman, which is a pretty interesting found footage movie. I'm not really into found footage movies that much, aside from, like... I do have exceptions once in a while if they're really good, like Chronicle, something like that. But for the most part, I'm not big on found footage movies. This one's actually pretty interesting, though. Can't even talk straight. Happy Feet, Happy Gilmore, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows Part 1, and Deathly Hallows Part 2, and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in 4K! The Heat with Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock, which I think is hilarious. I absolutely love The Heat. And Hercules. Alright, next row, The Hills Have Eyes collection. This is the 2006 remake, and it's got the sequel in there to that one as well. Yeah. Look at this, guys. The Hobbit trilogy and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. All 6 movies. They're the theatrical cuts, but you know what? Whatever. It was really cheap. I really needed all these movies on Blu-ray, because I haven't upgraded any of them yet at that point. But it was really cheap. I needed them on Blu-ray. And yes, they're the theatrical cuts, but to be honest with you, I like the theatrical cuts of The Hobbit better, and then the extended cuts of The Lord of the Rings better. But yeah, yeah, that was a good deal. Home Alone, essential for this time of year. Of course, you gotta watch Home Alone. And Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, which in my opinion is even better. And I love the first Home Alone movie. Hostel Part 2. Yes, I know, I still have to get Hostel Part 1. I will never own Hostel Part 3. Hot Tub Time Machine, one of my favorite comedies. Hot Tub Time Machine 2, can't say the same for you. Hotel Transylvania. Hotel Transylvania 2. House at the End of the Street. House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. I know, The Devil's Rejects is first. Why is it in the H's? Because House of a Thousand Corpses is the first one, and The Devil's Rejects is the sequel. So I do have both these movies, but they flip-flopped them on the frickin'... Oh, that pisses me off. I don't even want to look at that. Really good movies, though. House of Wax, a 2005 remake, which I really, really enjoy. Not gonna lie. How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon 2. Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Hunger Games. Hunger Games Catching Fire. Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Inception. The Incredible Hulk. The Incredibles. About time. That sequel's getting ready to come out real soon. Well, not real soon, but closer than we were last year. Inside Out. Insidious. Insidious Chapter 2. Insidious Chapter 3. The Internship. The Interview. Iron Man. The movie that started it all, man. Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3. I Spit on Your Grave 2. This is the sequel to the 2010 remake, which I don't own on Blu-ray. I do have the first one and the third one on DVD, but I don't own them on Blu-ray just yet. It, the original, which personally I'm not that big of a fan of, but you know. It Follows. Jaws. Jaws 2. Jaws 3. Again, is it a good movie? No. Do I have fun with it? Yeah. Jeepers Creepers and Jeepers Creepers 2. Now, I don't want to start a fight there, so I'm not even going to really talk about those movies. I'm not going to start an argument. Jingle All the Way. Again, another essential one for this time of year. Joe Dirt. And Joe Dirt 2, Beautiful Loser. One of the best action movies of all time. Not just of the last, 5-10 years or whatever. No, one of the best action movies of all time. By far. John Wick in 4K. But then John Wick Chapter 2 is just on regular Blu-ray. Because, again, this is another one that I missed out on. I was kind of waiting for the price to go down on it just a little bit. But the 4K hasn't really gone down that much yet. But I did find this one on Black Friday, so that's why I picked up John Wick 2, because I needed that one and all that. Joyride 3 had the first two on DVD. Jumanji. This one just came out in 4K, and I do plan to upgrade this one to the 4K because I love the 4K cover art so much that I have to get the 4K version. So by next year... By next year's Blu-ray collection video, you shouldn't see this. Jumper. Jungle Book, the original animated classic. And the live-action Jungle Book. Jurassic World. Yes, I have this one, but not the other three. I do have them on DVD, but not on Blu-ray. But they are re-releasing them again on Blu-ray, and I think now is going to be the perfect time to get them. For some reason or another, I just didn't get them before, but they're starting to re-release the first three again, and the cover arts to those are kind of matching this one a little bit. So, now would be the perfect time to upgrade those ones. Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox. Oh my god, so fucking good. Alright, I won't judge you if you don't judge me, okay? Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass 2. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And Kill Game. Next one we got here, Kong Skull Island. That was actually a pretty fun one. I liked it a lot better than 2016 Godzilla. Krampus. La La Land in 4K. The Lego Movie. The Lego Batman Movie. Lights Out. Lilo and Stitch, The Lion King Diamond Edition, and then I rebought it, Lion King, because I'm trying to collect all the Walt Disney Signature Collection versions, and yeah, I just absolutely love this cover art that I just couldn't get rid of this version, but yeah, had to get them both. So I have two, I have The Lion King twice, and then The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and then The Lion King 1.5, which, The Little Mermaid, Machete kills, Maleficent, Mallrats, The Mask of Zorro and the Legend of Zorro, yeah, the Antonio Banderas Zorro movies. And then the Matrix trilogy, The Matrix, Matrix Reloaded, and Matrix Revolution. The Maze Runner on Steelbook. I still haven't seen this movie, so I don't know if it's any good. And that's why that's kind of why I haven't picked up the second one yet, is because I don't know if I don't even know if I'll like that one, but I still have to give that one a shot. Million Ways to Die in the West. I'm a big fan of Seth MacFarlane's stuff. Most of his stuff, anyway. When I say most of his stuff, like there's a couple of his shows that I don't like. But Million Ways to Die in the West, no, piece of shit. Moana, Monsters Inc., Monsters University, Euphigenia Doubtfire Dear, Mulan and Mulan 2, the Mummy trilogy, the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies, and then the new Tom Cruise Mummy movie in 4K, My Bloody Valentine, the remake, Napoleon Dynamite, National Treasure, I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets, I'm gonna steal the Book of Secrets. Neighbors, Neighbors 2. Night at the Museum, this has all three movies in here. Night at the Museum, Battle of the Smithsonian, and Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb. The Night Before, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Non-Stop, Now You See Me in 4K, and Now You See Me 2 in 4K. The Nutty Professor, Oliver and Company, again, another underrated Disney movie that nobody really talks about anymore. It's in my top 5 favorite Disney movies. I absolutely love it. Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, 1 Hour Photo, Oz the Great and Powerful, Pacific Rim. Look at that nice lenticular slip right there, baby. Woohoo! Paul Blart Mall Cop. Look, I still defend this movie. I really enjoy this movie to this day. I really don't have many problems with this movie. It's fine for what it is. Now that sequel, you notice I don't own it because that sequel doesn't exist. Peter Pan, Pete's Dragon. This is the remake, which I have not watched yet. I have not watched that one yet, so I will get around to that one at some point. Pinocchio, Piranha. Points to you if you know what that's from. Piranha. Double D. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. At World's End. Sorry guys, it's a little hard to pull these out from right here. On Stranger Tides. And we move on to the next row. Next row. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales in 4K. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. You'll notice in every Blu-ray collection video I've done, well, this is the first one on this new channel, but on my old channel, the Movie Fan 356, I've had Rise of the Planet of the Apes since the first year I started collecting Blu-rays. In every Blu-ray collection video, it's a different release of this particular movie. Why have I rebought that one so many times? I don't know. I can't really explain it. I love the cover art right here. I do. And of course I had to rebuy Dawn of the Planet of the Apes again, because again, I love that cover art and I wanted it to match. And this inconsistent fuck right here, War for the Planet of the Apes, but it's in 4K, so you know, and it is a good movie though. Pocahontas and Pocahontas 2. Pokemon, the first movie, which is pretty much the only reason I got this set here, but it also has Pokemon 2000 and Pokemon 3, the movie. Poseidon, a really underrated action thriller adventure movie. I know that there's an original one from the 70s with Gene Hackman in it, and that one's good, but I love watching this movie. This movie's so fun. Think of this is kind of like Titanic, but without the boring love story for 2 hours. You know, this movie's like an hour and a half, and it's the disaster for the whole fucking movie. Minus like the first like 10-15 minutes. Power Rangers, this movie should not have been as good as it was. Yeah, I actually ended up really liking the Power Rangers movie. I know some people didn't, and that's fine. Premium Rush. I got the Princess Diaries and the Princess Diaries 2. Royal Engagement. I really only got it for the first one here. Psycho. Classic. Ratatouille, another underrated Pixar movie that nobody really talks about anymore these days. I love Ratatouille. It is one of my favorite Pixar movies. Yeah, I had to get that one. Red Riding Hood. Repo Man. Yeah. The Rescuers and the Rescuers Down Under. I probably should have taken these out of its box before I... whatever. Resident Evil. Here, I'll just do that. Resident Evil Apocalypse. Resident Evil Extinction. Resident Evil Afterlife. And Resident Evil Retribution. And I have Resident Evil The Final Chapter in 4K. Revenge of the Nerds. I really wish they would put the second one out on Blu-ray. I could care less about the third and the fourth. If they decided not to release the third and the fourth on Blu-ray, I'd probably be okay with it. But at least release the second one out on Blu-ray. I think we deserve it. Robin Hood. The Rocky collection. This has all 6 Rocky movies in here. Rocky, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, and Rocky Balboa. Come on, Creed! No, that's wrong movie. But, right franchise, just wrong movie. Yeah, Creed. Had to put that one next to the original. The Santa Claus collection set, which includes the Santa Claus 2, and the Santa Claus 3, the Escape Clause. Saw, the complete collection. It is not the complete collection anymore, but it has, Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5, Saw 6, and Saw the Final Chapter, and yeah. I'm waiting for Jigsaw to come out on Blu-ray. Scarface on Steelbook. Scooby-Doo. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. My favorite movie of 2010. One of my top 5 favorite comic book movies. I absolutely love this movie. Which is funny, because this is my favorite movie of 2010. Do you guys know who directed this movie? Edgar Wright. And do you know who directed my favorite movie of 2017, Baby Driver? Edgar Wright. Scream, Scream 2, Scream 3, and there's 2 documentaries on here as well. And then I had to get Scream 4, because that wasn't in the collection set. The Shallows, a really good movie. Shrek. And Shrek 2, the only 2 I will ever need to own on Blu-ray. Silence of the Lambs. Sinister. Sinister 2. Sister Act and Sister Act 2. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs with the Best Buy lenticular slip. The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Space Jam on Steelbook. My favorite Keanu Reeves movie. I don't know. It's real. For a while, it was my favorite Keanu Reeves movie, but John Wick might have topped that. But yeah, Speed. It's a great film. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. And Spider-Man 3. The Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And Spider-Man Homecoming in 4K. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Spy Kids, Spy Kids 2, and Spy Kids 3. Stand By Me. This is by far my favorite Stephen King movie. The Shining is real close, but yeah, it's so good. Actually, you know what? No, The Shining might be my favorite. I don't know. This is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. The Shining is in my top 5 favorite horror movies of all time. And then Star Wars The Phantom Menace, the Steelbook. Alright, Attack of the Clones on Steelbook. There we go, I was waiting for my camera to focus. Revenge of the Sith on Steelbook. Rogue One, not on Steelbook. The original Star Wars on Steelbook. Empire Strikes Back Steelbook. Return of the Jedi Steelbook. And The Force Awakens Steelbook. And then I also have Straight Outta Compton, which is a really, really good movie. It was one of my favorite movies of 2015. And this is the Target exclusive Steelbook, and yeah, it's a really good movie. Check it out. Suicide Squad in 4K. Sully. Superman, Superman 2, and Superman Returns. And yes, Superman 2 is the Richard Donner cut. Man of Steel in 4K. Swiss Army Man. You guys remember how I was telling you that Hacksaw Ridge was really close to being my favorite movie of 2016? This is the movie that beat that out. Yeah, this was such a great movie. And not only is it my favorite movie of 2016, it's one of my favorite movies of all time now. That's how much I love Swiss Army Man. If you guys have never seen Swiss Army Man, or never even heard of it, I highly recommend this movie. The less you know about this movie, the better. Like, don't watch the trailer before you watch this movie, because then you'll kind of get an idea of what's going on. But yeah, like I said, the less you know, the better, and I highly recommend that movie. The Sword and the Stone. The Taken Collection. This is all 3 Taken movies in there. Tarzan. Ted. Remember how I said I was a Seth MacFarlane fan? Yeah, I absolutely love Ted. Ted is hilarious. And then Ted 2, which I know a lot of people hated. I actually really like Ted 2. I do. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the OG 90s movies. Yes, this is the original 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And then we got the sequel, Secret of the Ooze, and then the third one, Turtles in Time, which was absolute garbage. TMNT, which is the animated movie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this is the 2014 Michael Bay produced reboot, not the Michael Bay directed reboot. Yes, I know a lot of people like to associate Michael Bay with this movie, but, yeah, you know, and whatever. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, I actually kind of like this one better than the first one. And I like the first one. I have my issues with it just like everybody else does, but yeah. These movies are not as bad as everybody makes them out to be. They're really not. There's Something About Mary. This Means War. A little bit of an underrated comedy. Thor. Thor the Dark World. Toy Story. Toy Story 2. And Toy Story 3. The Transformers collection. This includes Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, and Age of Extinction. Say what you will about the Transformers movies. This is a nice set to have. I mean, the box set is kind of cool inside. Like, there's some nice artwork inside and stuff like that. I actually like the first Transformers movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I still think the first one is a pretty decent movie. And I still enjoy watching the first one. The second one is my least favorite of the franchise. I hate that one with a fucking passion. Dark of the Moon, I kind of like. And Age of Extinction, I can't stand Age of Extinction. And I don't have the newest one, the Last Night yet. I will at some point just for the collection, but yeah. Trick or Treat, a really underrated horror film that nobody really talks about anymore. Highly recommended. I've noticed over the last couple of years, more people are finally starting to watch Trick or Treat and talking about it more, so that's good to see. And hopefully they get working on that sequel real soon. Trainwreck, Tropic Thunder. This movie, in my opinion, has the best end credits of all time. Not best end credit scene or anything like that. No. The whole end credit sequence, this is my favorite end credit sequence of any movie ever. And the Underworld box set here, which again, like Resident Evil, I probably should have, taken these out. But whatever. There's Underworld. We'll set that one aside for now. Underworld Evolution. Underworld Rise of the Lycans. And Underworld Awakening. And I have the newest one, Underworld Blood Wars, in 4K. Vacation, the original Vacation, one of my favorite comedies of all time. European Vacation, not a big fan of. And then Christmas Vacation, yeah, I really enjoy this movie. Not only is it one of my favorites in the franchise, but this is my #1 favorite Christmas movie of all time. You know how, TBS always plays A Christmas Story on a 24-hour loop? I always like to play, on Christmas Day, I always like to play Christmas Vacation on a loop. I do. And then the newest Vacation, which was, Yes, I still have to get Vegas Vacation on Blu-ray still. I still have the DVD, but, Vegas Vacation is the last, which I kind of like Vegas Vacation, I'm not going to lie. I actually like it a lot. V for Vendetta. Remember the 5th of November, yeah. Warcraft. I was expecting this movie to be total shit. I was not hyped for this movie one bit, and then I watched it, and I was like, you know what? That actually wasn't that bad. It was not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Sure, I have a lot of problems with this movie, and a lot of this movie is boring as fuck. All the stuff with the humans, I found was complete shit. I thought was really boring, and I hate the stuff with the humans. However, the stuff with the orc storyline, and everything that the orcs did, and everything about the orcs in this movie, I thought was actually pretty good. So it's half and half. Half of it's pretty good. Half of it's shit. The Watch, that's a really good comedy. Watchmen, this is the director's cut on Steelbook. The Waterboy. We Are Still Here. The Wizard of Oz. X-Men Origins Wolverine. The Wolverine. And then, of course, I had to get Logan in 4K, and Logan is one of my favorite movies of the year. It's such a great film. And then we got Wonder Woman in 4K. So if you guys have noticed, if you guys have been paying attention, I do own all the DC Cinematic Universe movies up until this point in 4K. Every single DC Cinematic Universe movie. Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and now Wonder Woman. Wreck-It Ralph. I'm gonna wreck him. X-Men. X2. X-Men The Last Stand. X-Men First Class. And X-Men Days of Future Past. And yes, hang on, I'm gonna pull this out for a second here, just so I can show you guys. Give me just a second. It is the road cuts. I have the slip for the just the regular theatrical edition because I really like the slip and I wanted it to match the other ones. But I do have the road cut, and so yeah, hang on, I'll put that back. And then X-Men Apocalypse, Zoolander, the first one, and on the blue steelbook. And Zootopia. Alright guys, that was it for my entire movie Blu-ray collection, but like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm showing you guys my TV Blu-rays as well. So we're going to start off, and again, like the TV shows, these are in alphabetical order. Arrow, Season 1, Arrow Season 2, Arrow Season 3, Arrow Season 4, Arrow Season 5, Bates Motel Season 1, Bates Motel Season 2, Bates Motel Season 3, Bates Motel Season 4. I still have to pick up the Season 5, the final season of Bates Motel, which, if you couldn't tell, I absolutely love that show. But I still have to pick up the final season, but they just want too much money for it right now. The Big Bang Theory, Season 1. I know people are going to unsubscribe and dislike the video and all that stuff. I'm not a fan of The Big Bang Theory. I'm not. Like, the first couple seasons I actually liked, and I watched it, and I really enjoyed it for the first couple seasons. But, like, after a certain point, I just stopped liking the show. But there's Season 1 right there. Season 2, which in my opinion, when the show was still pretty good. Season 3, for me, this is when the show started to fall, and I just kind of lost interest. And then I do have Season 4. I really don't have any other interest to own the other seasons, because I have it up until the point that I really don't like it. Breaking Bad Season 1. Yeah, I know you guys, again, are probably going to be like, what? I've never watched Breaking Bad. Okay, I've watched, like, random episodes that I've caught on TV and stuff like that, but this is a show I've always wanted to watch, but for some reason I just haven't started it yet. But I do own the first season ready to go for when I do decide to finally sit down and watch it. And then Breaking Bad Season 2, and those are the only two seasons I have right now, and that's kind of why I'm waiting to watch the rest of the show. I mean, yes, there are many ways I could watch the rest of the show, but I do want to kind of wait until I get them all out, get all the seasons out on Blu-ray. And I know this is a show I really do want to watch. I promise you guys, I really do want to watch it. If I didn't want to watch it, I wouldn't have bought it. But yeah, I will get to Breaking Bad at some point. Daredevil. This is the Netflix series, Season 1 of that. Daredevil Season 2. The Flash Season 1. Get back in there. Go on. Go on now. Fuck it. The Flash Season 2. And The Flash Season 3. Game of Thrones Season 1. Fuck yeah. This is my number 2 favorite show of all time. When I'm a newbie to the show, I only started watching it since like last year. Last year was when I started it, and it's absolutely incredible. I'm all caught up, obviously, but yeah, it's one of my favorite shows of all time. No, number 2 by far. You guys will. I'll let you guys know what my number 1 is in my entire TV collection video. Game of Thrones Season 2, Game of Thrones Season 3, Game of Thrones Season 4, Game of Thrones Season 5, Game of Thrones Season 6, and the newest one, Game of Thrones Season 7. And this is just like a little thing that came with the Season 7 Blu-ray. Gotham Season 1. As a big Batman fan, I was so excited to see the show. And I know it wasn't a Batman show, really, but it's in the Batman universe, and I pretty much love almost everything about Batman. But I watched this first season, and I thought it was garbage. I thought this show was garbage. I have not watched any of the other seasons, like Season 2 or 3, or what are they on now? 4? I think they're on Season 4 now. I haven't watched any of those. The only season I've watched is the first one, and I did not like it. And then Jessica Jones Season 1. Second row of the TV Blu-rays. Legends of Tomorrow Season 1. Legends of Tomorrow Season 2. Once Upon a Time. This was a show that I started watching. I kind of fell out of it. I wasn't really loving it. But that is a nice lenticular slip, by the way. You know, I gotta love that. Season 1, I think, is complete garbage. It's trash. I don't ever want to watch anything from Season 1 ever again. Like, that's how much I don't like Season 1. Season 2, however, I actually like Season 2. I'm like, wow, Season 2 was better, and I actually really like Season 2. And then Season 3, yeah, not that big of a fan of it. So, like, I stopped watching after this season, to be honest with you. I haven't, like, caught up and watched the rest of it yet. I've seen up to the first 3 seasons. Like I said, Season 2 was really good. Season 1 was garbage. Season 3, I'm not that big on. However, Prison Break, also in my top 5 favorite television series of all time. In fact, this is number 3, right behind Game of Thrones. Yeah, I absolutely love Prison Break. Season 1 is obviously the best one. Season 2 is actually really good. Prison Break Season 3, which a lot of people don't like Season 3, but I actually don't mind Season 3. It's not as good as 1 and 2, but it's still good. Season 4 was not that good, and for like the last 7 years... 8 years now, probably. I don't know. I'm not really doing the math right now in my head. But, yeah, this was the final season for the longest time. And as the final season goes, this was pretty disappointing. It started off really strong. Like, the first half of the season was pretty strong. And the second half of the season just did not deliver. Like, I don't know what happened in Season 4. And then I got the Revival series that they just did last year. Or no, it was early this year. It was this spring. Wow, it hasn't been that long. But yeah, I got the Revival series, aka Season 5. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm calling it Season 5. That was really good. That really brought it back. Slasher Season 1, yeah, not that good. Sons of Anarchy Season 1. Sons of Anarchy Season 2. Sons of Anarchy Season 3. Sons of Anarchy Season 4. Sons of Anarchy Season 5, Sons of Anarchy Season 6, and Sons of Anarchy Season 7, the final season. And you're like, wait a minute, this is a Blu-ray collection. Why do you have a VHS? This is Stranger Things, Season 1. The Netflix show. This is the Target exclusive of Stranger Things. And look at the fucking detail in this packaging here. It's in a VHS case. And yeah... it's even got the little sticker that you would find on old VHSs, and it says ST $3. I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty rad. And even the back looks like an old VHS. I mean, I just love the packaging on this. Supergirl Season 1. I still have to upgrade, or not upgrade, I still have to completely buy Supergirl Season 2, and then my DCW, as I like to call it, the Arrowverse. My entire Arrowverse collection will be up to date. But that's the last one I need to get, a Supergirl Season 2. Supernatural Season 1, a show I can't stand. Supernatural. I can't stand the fandom. I can't stand the show itself. However, Season 1 is really, really solid. I really like Season 1 a lot. I like Season 2 also, and I do have Season 2 on DVD. I don't have Season 2 on Blu-ray yet, but yeah. Season 1 and Season 2 are pretty solid, and then after that I can't watch that show anymore. I don't like it past that point. That 70s Show, the complete series on Blu-ray, yeah, fuck yeah. And Vixen, it says Vixen the movie, but this is a short web series kind of that was on the CW Seed. Takes place in the Arrowverse, obviously, as you can see. Arrow and Flash are on there, and it's animated, and it's only 2 seasons, and the seasons are really short, so they just combined every episode and basically turned it into Vixen the movie. But it's still in my TV series collections. Alright, you guys, so that was my entire Blu-ray collection video, 2017. That's all the Blu-rays I have. What do you guys think of some of the titles? Some of my opinions on some of my titles that I own? Because I don't like all of them, obviously. As you've come to find out, I don't like all of them that I have. But why do I have them? That's a discussion for a different time. And yes, if you guys remember, at the beginning of this video, I said that an entire TV collection will be coming very soon. You guys have just seen my TV Blu-rays. But in the TV collection videos, you're going to see not only the Blu-rays again, but you'll see all the TV shows I have on DVD, which is a lot. At least I think it's a lot. Because television shows are not cheap. Most of the time. Every once in a while you can find it pretty cheap. But anyway, yes, that is my entire Blu-ray collection. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down in the comments section below. Yeah, let me know what you think. And that's all I got to say for today.